Where is it again? Where am I? Where am I? I don't know why it does this sometimes. Okay. Hello, my lovely goblins, ghouls, demons, freaks, vampires of the internet. I am Hanyo, your demon cinephile. And we're back with more Umineko tonight. I'm so excited now. Stupid chat wants to integrate into OBS. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Stop it. Bad chat. Bad. But how's everybody doing tonight? Good day, bad day, off a day, one of those days. Gonna have a bad day. Nothing bad, nothing horrible, nothing outrageous and nasty happened. Just first world problems. And didn't get any work done, which sucks. I'm gonna have to stay up late tonight if I can. Yeah, those will wake up tomorrow. But I gotta wake up tomorrow early, so I really can't. That's fine. Oh, I did get one thing done. I finally figured out how to use the timer, the countdown, watch, whatever, on OBS. So that is good. So, when we do our big watch along on Halloween night, it is going to be with the timer. I don't want to play movies on here. Listen in public domain, because I don't want Twitch to start hackling down on me. Which I think they will, I don't know. Because they keep, muting audio parts of the movies you've been watching, even though they're in public domain, which makes no freaking sense. Nobody owns those movies. That's the whole point of public domain. But who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? I mean, I see streamers react to all types of things. They never seem to get in trouble, but I have bad luck. Nothing against those people. I'm not trying to say anything bad about them or anything like that. I'm the kind of person with that kind of look like, oh, if I do something and other people, me and a bunch of people are doing something, I would be the one to get in trouble. It's Hanyo luck. Or no, it's Spider-Man. It's Parker luck. I have Parker luck. If something bad's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me. Yeah, that is our thing. I'll try to put a tweet out maybe after this about what we're gonna do. Maybe if I had the time, I'll try to make some kind of banner, but I don't know if I can. I'll try to do something. Something. Anybody want to say anything? Want to say hi? Hello? Good evening? Want to say something in chat? Say something to me. Chat. Being rude. Not want to talk. It's fine. Don't want to talk to you either. Don't want to talk to you either, chat. Let me integrate. Oh no, why is it doing it like that? Put picture in picture. Okay, let me fix chat screen. It's being very annoying right now. I just wanted to get it so I can see it while having to turn my phone on to use the chat. Alright, I think I got it all nice and good and pretty looking. Let's get the game started. Okay, thank you for the big bells. Ding dong, bing bong. I forgot I did that. Alright, 1 second. Dum just popped up. Need to click this off. There we go. I love the cries of the seagulls. I normally hate birds, but they sound nice. They sound pleasant. The other birds. I'm not a bird person. Not the character. I'm just not a bird person. I think they look cute, but I don't want them to be flying around around me. Their feathers, acting special like they own the sky or something. Alright, so where were we? Last time... we're playing the 21st? Yeah, makes sense. Saturday. Alright, so last time we were here, we were... Oh yeah, we're about to start the family dinner. Big dinner. Maria... Kenzo refuses to leave his office. He officially started the demon roulette, as he claims. And little Maria, she got lost in the rain for a little bit. Everybody was struggling to find her, but she was okay. She had an umbrella. She didn't really get wet at all. And when she asked about who gave her the umbrella, what did she say? What did she say? I think it was on the lines like, "Oh, it was Beatrice. Beatrice gave me an umbrella." No, Maria, you're confused. You had the umbrella with you the entire time. No, it was Beatrice. Beatrice, the witch Beatrice. Alright. Let's... Oh, I thought you could do like a little shot at the camera. Let me move the microphone a bit, a little closer. Alright. Just as always, Kenzo's figure couldn't be seen anywhere in the dining hall. Klaus, wearing a bitter smile, returned with Nanjo.
親父殿は相変わらずご気分が優れられないそうだ。
Father says he still is not feeling well.
年に一度の親族が集まるこの機会に同席できないことを非常に残念がられておられた。
He truly regrets missing this once a year opportunity to sit together with his gathered family. Ava and Rudolph snickered. Given Kenzo's personality, there was no way he shown signs of regret. And none of his relatives showed any regret at his absence.
ではディナーを始めようじゃないか。
Then, why don't we start dinner?
ゴーダ、始めたまえ。
Begin, Goda.
かしこまりました。
Certainly, sir.
それでは始めさせていただきます。
If you allow me. When Goda was told to start the family conference dinner, his biggest time to shine of the whole year, he nodded with a broad grin.
マリアに傘を貸してくれた人は誰かしら?
May I ask who lent Maria an umbrella? When Rosa timely cut through the silence of the dining hall, everyone noticed.
傘?
An umbrella?
何の話?
What's this about?
さっきマリアがバラ庭園にいた時に雨が降り出して
Maria was in the rose garden when it started raining.
誰かに白い傘を借りたみたいなんだけど、お礼が言いたくて。
And she apparently borrowed a white umbrella from someone. I want to thank them.
俺たちじゃねえぜ。
It wasn't one of us.
ローザが出てった後は部屋を移してずっと仲良くおしゃべりをしてたからな。
After you left, we moved to a different room and had a friendly chat the whole time.
そうやで。
That's right.
あの後も兄弟で仲良くおしゃべりをしとったのや。
The siblings had a real friendly chat. The word friendly fell awkwardly from Hideyoshi's lips. So even those who hadn't been present could tell the conversation hadn't been a pleasant one.
少なくとも私とエヴァとルドルフとあと秀吉さんと桐江さんではないことも確かだがね。
Eva, Rudolph, Hideyoshi-san, or Kiri-san.
私たちは夏日姉さんとローザさんが出て行った後もずっと一緒だったわ。
We were together the whole time, even after Natsui-san and Rosa-san left.
食事の時間までずっとね。
The whole time until the meal started.
兄さんは源氏さんと一緒にお父様を呼びに上の書斎へ。私たちはそのまま食堂へ直行したのよ。
The rest of us went straight to the dining hall.
だから私たちではないわね。
So it wasn't one of us.
傘を貸すなんて親切。使用人の誰かじゃないの？
Can it have been a servant kind enough to lend an umbrella?
じゃあ、ゴーダさん？
So, was it you, Goda-san?
私はずっと厨房で準備をしておりましたもので。
I've been in the kitchen the whole time preparing.
申し訳ございません。
My sincere apologies. Goda looked slightly disappointed about missing this chance to show off. At the time, Shannon and Kumasawa appeared, pushing a serving cart loaded with hors d'oeuvres.
じゃあ、熊沢さんかシャノンちゃんかしら。
Then what about Kumasawa-san or Shannon-chan?
はい。
Yes.
何か粗相がございましたでしょうか？
Has something gone wrong? Because Shannon had come in part way, she shrank back, mistakenly thinking that the others were searching for the one responsible for some error.
違うよ。マリアちゃんがバラ庭園に一人でいた時に雨が降ってきてね。誰かが傘を貸してくれたんだよ。
It isn't like that. It started to rain when Maria-chan was alone in the rose garden. After that, someone lent her an umbrella.
ローザおばさんがその人にお礼を言いたいって言うのさ。
Aunt Rosa said she wanted to thank that person.
ああ。
Ugh.
ベアトリーチェ。
Beatrice. Maria, her mouth a thin line, said the witch's name in a small voice. Aunt Rosa explains the situation one more time. As she did, Kumasawa-san cackled.
私たちでもございませんよ。
It wasn't one of us.
私もシャノンさんも一緒にお部屋の準備をしておりましたから、お外には出ておりません。
Shannon-san and I were preparing rooms together, so we did not go outside.
はい。
Yes.
気が利かなくてすみません。
I am sorry I wasn't able to be of assistance.
部屋の準備
Preparing the rooms.
とは何のことかね。
What do you mean by that?
この雨ですから。
Because of the rain.
客人の皆さんがゲストハウスにお帰りになられるのも大変かと思って。
Troublesome for all the guests to return to the guest house.
使用人たちに屋敷内の客室の準備をするように命じたのです。
So the servants were ordered to prepare the guest rooms inside the mansion.
あら、気が利くじゃない。
Really? How thoughtful.
そうね。この雨の中、表に追い出すのは失礼だものね。
Yes, it certainly would be rude to chase us outside in... Yes, it certainly would be rude to chase us outside in this rain.
もう予算か。
Could you give it a rest?
はい。
Yes.
奥様からそのようにご指示を受けまして、私と熊沢さんとカノン君の3人で準備をしておりました。
After receiving the orders from Madam, Kumasawa-san, Kanekun, and I started preparing the rooms.
そして、ご夕食の時間になり、
源氏様からゲストハウスのお子様方をお呼びするようご指示をいただいたため。
Then it became time for dinner. So Genji-sama ordered Kanekun to go to the guest house and summon the children.
ええ。
Yes. Yes.
ですからカノンさんがゲストハウスに行かれる時にマリアさんを見つけて傘をお渡ししたのではありませんか？
So, did Kanon-san find Maria on the way to the guest house and hand her the umbrella?
ほー。
Ah,
違う。
wrong! The person who had actually received the umbrella denied it. Rosa was troubled. All she wanted to do was give a word of thanks to the person who had lent the umbrella, but she couldn't find them. And she thought asking like this with everyone gathered for dinner would work immediately. Then,
じゃあ
was
夏
it
日
you,
姉さん。
Nasui-san?
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
私は皆さんとの仲良くの語らいの後、頭痛がひどかったので自分の部屋で休んでいました。
After everyone's friendly chat, my headache was so bad that I've been resting in my room.
ですから表へは出ていません。
Therefore, I did not go outside.
なら誰なの？
Then, who was it?
ジョージ君たち？
George-kun? And the kids?
なわけないわよね。
That can't be right.
いえ、僕たちじゃありません。
No, it wasn't us.
僕たちはずっとゲストハウスでテレビを見てました。
We were watching television in the guest house the whole time.
むしろ私たちはマリアはおばさんと一緒に屋敷に行ったとばかり。
Actually, we thought Maria had just gone back to the mansion with you.
そこへカノン君が来てマリアは一緒じゃないのかと聞いたんで初めて屋敷にはいないのかって分かったんだよ。
Then Kanekun came. He asked whether Maria was with us. That's when we realized she wasn't in the mansion.
第一俺だったら傘を貸すより先に手引っ張って屋根の下に連れて行くぜ。
I mean, if it were me, I would have grabbed her hand and pulled her under a roof before giving her an umbrella. Rosa was completely baffled. One by one, the relatives and the servants denied that they had done it, even though it really wasn't something anyone would need to hide. So, by process of elimination, the number of remaining candidates wasn't large.
もちろん私でもありませんが。
Of course, it wasn't me.
雨が降り始めてすぐの頃、金蔵さんの部屋を訪ねて、ついさっきまで一緒にチェスをしておりました。
Right after it began raining, I visited Kinzo-san's room and was playing chess with him until just now.
ということはおじいさまでもないよね。
Which means it also wasn't grandfather.
なんだなんだ
Wait a sec.
妙な話になってきたぜ。
Isn't this starting to get a bit weird?
あと残るのは誰だ？
Who's left?
じゃあ誰？
Then who was it?
源氏さん？
Genshi-san?
ちょっと待って。
Wait.
勘違いしないでくれる？
Wait a second, don't get me wrong.
別に私は何かの犯人探しをしてるんじゃないのよ。
It's not like I'm searching for a culprit or anything.
雨の中のマリアに傘を差し伸べてくれた人に母としてお礼が言いたいだけなの。
All I want to do is, as a mother, thank the person who gave Maria an umbrella in the middle of the rain. Giving an umbrella to a girl loitering in the rain was something to be praised, not hidden. Despite that, no one raised their hand. Why not? Everyone started whispering about how strange this was getting.
落ち着けよローザ。
Calm down, Rosa.
傘を借りた本人に聞けばいいじゃねえか。
Why don't we just ask the person who was lent the umbrella? That's what everyone had been thinking since the beginning. They were all scratching their heads at why she didn't just ask Maria who had given the umbrella. However, Rosa bit her lower lip. After all, she already knew how Maria would answer if asked.
どうりや。
Of course.
ルドルフ君の言う
Rudolph
通りやないか。
He's got it right here.
マリアちゃん、おじさんに教えてな。
Maria-chan, tell your uncle.
マリアちゃんに傘を貸してくれたのは誰や？
Who lent you the umbrella?
ベアトリーチェ。
Beatrice! The dining hall was wrapped in silence for an instant, but it was soon interrupted by a burst of laughter.
なるほど。森の魔女ベアトリーチェが不憫に思って傘を貸してくれたか。
I see. So Beatrice, the witch of the forest, felt pity and lent her an umbrella.
いい話じゃないか。
What a lovely story.
どうぞ。そういうことだ。
Rosa, there you have it. Rosa couldn't believe it. Even though she just wanted to say thanks for the umbrella. Why did everything had to be so clouded in smoke?
クラウスおじさんの言う通り、
Just like Uncle Kraus said.
ベアトリーチェが貸してくれた
Beatrice let me borrow it.
それはよかった。
Isn't that wonderful?
無垢だというのは実に羨ましいことではないか。
We should all be jealous of such purity.
なあ、諸君。
What do you think, everyone? Kraus was laughing with a face that was clearly mocking. But Maria was overjoyed, apparently convinced that her claim was being believed.
一体どうなってんの？
How did that work?
まさか本当に魔女が現れて
Does that
傘を
mean
貸したってのかよ。
a witch really appeared and lent her an umbrella? Jessica asked me in a small voice that wouldn't carry over to Maria, who was sitting across from me.
マリアって冗談が言えるタイプだっけ？
Has Maria ever been the type to make jokes? If he heard that kind of story pop up out of my old bastard's mouth, he wouldn't just have taken it as another joke. However, it was hard to explain in a way like that when Maria said it. This was getting pretty unnerving.
いや、
No way.
昔から愚直なぐらい正
She's
直
always
で真面
been
目だよ。
frank and serious.
普通なら聞いただけで嘘とわかるよう
She's
な
the
冗談す
sort
ら
who
鵜
believes
呑みに
any
するタイ
joke,
プだぜ。
even when normal people couldn't instantly tell her lies.
マリアから冗談を言い出すなんて聞いたこ
Never
ともない。
even heard of her cracking a joke. Aunt Rosa probably knew that better than anyone. It appeared that because of this weird situation, she had no idea what was going on anymore.
じゃあマリアがベアトリーチェに傘を借りたと言ったなら、
If Maria
それは
says
間違いなくベアトリーチェなのか？
she borrowed an umbrella from Beatrice, that must mean it really was Beatrice?
マリアに関してだけは何かの比喩とか冗談とかそういうことは考えられねえぜ。
We're talking about Maria here, so I can't think of it as some kind of metaphor or joke.
額面通りの意味だと思うべきだろうよ。
It might be best to take what she says at face value.
じゃあなんだよ。
Then, what's going on?
源氏さんあたりがあの肖像画のごついドレスを着てマリアに傘を持って行ってやったっていうのか？
Are you saying Genji-san or someone put on that fancy dress from the portrait and gave Maria the umbrella?
そんなことは知らねえぜ。
I'm not sure about that.
私が聞きたいくらいさ。
Actually, that's what I want to know. Jessica shrugged jokingly, but her expression didn't completely match her attitude. Once the hors d'oeuvres were set out and Golda showed off his vast store knowledge, the meal began. A couple of casual chats broke out here and there, but they seemed somehow distant. And the meal ended up being so quiet that you all could ignore the sound of the rain sneaking into the dining hall. Kumasawa-san and Shannon, pushing the serving carts, ran into Genji and Kanon on their way to the kitchen.
源氏さんですか？マリア様に傘を貸されたのは。
Oh, Genji-san, did you lend Maria-san an umbrella?
傘
An umbrella.
何のことだ？
What are you talking about?
はい。
Well...
雨が降り出した時に、マリア様は一人でバラ庭園におられたそうで。
When I heard that it started raining, Maria-sama was alone in the rose garden.
そこで、どなたかに傘をお借りになったそうなのですが。
It seems she borrowed an umbrella from someone there.
それがどなたかわからないのです。
But we don't know who it was.
僕じゃないよ。
It wasn't me.
マリア様はゲストハウスにいると思ってたくらいだからね。
After all, I actually thought Maria-sama was in the guest house.
バトラ様が最初に見つけられた時にはもう白い傘をお持ちだった。
When Battler-sama first found her, she was already holding a white umbrella.
申し訳ないが、
My
それは
apologies.
私でもない。
But it was not me either.
じゃあ、まさか。
Then, could it actually be
親方様
the master? Both in the dining hall and right here, everyone has stated that they hadn't done it. That left only Kenzo, but...
何かのご用で廊下を歩かれている時、偶然バラ庭園に傘もささないマリア様が見えたとか。
Maybe he went walking down the corridor for some reason, when he just happened to see Maria-sama in the rose garden without even an umbrella.
親方様は
The master
マリア様のことをあまりお好きでは
is
ない。
not particularly fond of Maria-sama.
同感だね。
I agree.
親方様がマリア様のために直々に開花までお越しになって傘をお持ちくださるとは考えられないよ。
I can't imagine that. For Maria-sama's sake, he'd go to all the trouble of descending the stairs with an umbrella.
あら、困りましたわね。
Oh my, how troublesome.
では、マリア様に傘をお貸しになられたのは、本当にベアトリーチェ様ってことに？
Does that mean the one who lent Maria-sama an umbrella really was Beatrice-sama? Kuma-sama laughed, just like the relatives in the dining hall who had laughed it off. She couldn't think of any other way to break through the smoke, veiling the current situation. Just then, the crisp sound of hands clapping twice rang through the hallway. They all turned around at once to see Golda coming out of the dining hall.
さあさあ皆さん。
Okay, everyone.
ディナーは配膳のタイミングも大事です。
When serving a dinner, proper timing while sitting at the table is essential.
すぐにスープの配膳に取り掛かってください。
Please immediately see to setting out the soup.
源氏さん、彼女らは大切なお仕事中ですので、お引き止めになられないでください。
Genji-san, the women are in the middle of an important job, so please don't get in their way. I'm sorry, go to bitch. Genji is the head servant. If they are going to be late because Genji wants to talk to them, they are going to be late. Unless Nasusui runs her mouth. Kennen glared at Goda for being rude to Genji, a person Kennen respected. Genji, realizing this, patted Kennen once on the shoulder as a warning. Kennen reluctantly turned away and returned his expression to normal.
ゴーダの指示に従いなさい。
Obey Goda's instructions.
今は晩餐の配膳を急ぐように。
Hurry and prepare the dinner table.
ほらほら、時間がありません。
Come now, there's no time.
タラタラしない。
Don't daddle.
急ぎますよ。
Hurry. Goda grabbed the serving cart from Shannon and steadily pushed it towards the kitchen.
では、私どもも厨房に戻らせていただきます。
Then, please allow us to return to the kitchen.
ゴーダさんも気の短い方ですからね。
Goda-san's temper is very short.
私もこれで失礼いたします。
Please excuse me as well. Kumasawa and Shannon left. Only Genji and Kennen remained. Though, through the window, the darkness of the rainy night could be seen, along with the occasional thunderbolt.
源氏様。
Genji-sama.
ベアトリーチェ様が本当に
Did Beatrice-sama
お戻りになられたのでしょうか。
really return?
わからん。
I don't know.
親方様にお知らせしますか。
Shall I inform the master?
せずともよい。
That is not necessary.
本当にお戻りになられたなら、やがておのずと親方様の前へ現れよう。
If she truly has returned, she will eventually appear before the master of her own accord.
それに、あれは気まぐれなお方。
Furthermore, she is a fickle person.
親方様にご報告申し上げたところで、お姿を現されないことには何の意味もない。
It would be pointless to report to the master, only to find that she does not appear. Hello, Cogs! Hello, hello, hello! How are you doing tonight? I love the sound of rain. It's so nice. I've always been the kind of person, I love when it rains. I love the sound of the rain. I love how it looks like when it rains. It's the goth in me. It's melancholic beauty. That's what I always call it. Though being out in the rain is a completely different thing. Hey, how was your day, Cogs? Good? Bad?
親方様の儀式はすでに始まっているということでしょうか。
I wonder if this means the master ceremony has already begun.
おそらく。
Probably.
だがそれは、
However,
我ら家具には何の
that
関
has
わり
nothing
も
to
ない。
do with furniture, like us.
親方様に受けたご恩を最後の瞬間までお返しするのみだ。
I slept late and I have Subway, so everything is fine. How's your day going? Ah, Subway? Okay. I don't really eat Subway like that. But they're good here and there. I had a bad day. Nothing that bad, just first world problems. Nothing that bad, just a couple of medical issues. and my brain not being so nice. And it also just got stuck out late most of the day. Didn't get any work done on plotting the book. I did finally figure out how to work the timer on OBS, so I got that right. Oh, so I haven't put an announcement out. I'm going to try to remember to do it on Twitter before tonight's over. So on Halloween night, the plan is to do a watch party. So we're going to do 3 double classics. Halloween, Friday the 13th, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. But because of on Twitch being Twitch, I'm just going to have a countdown. And so if you have the movie with you, you can try to sync it up, and we'll try to do it like that. Just because I just don't want to keep getting in trouble. I mean, I'm technically not getting in trouble, but I want to try at least have the VOD up, I guess you can say. And we're still gonna try to stream on YouTube. So how I'm thinking it, I did not get a chance to watch it. It's still I have it right here on the computer though. I have saw the YouTube search up. Sorry, my neck. Yeah, so that's probably where how the Halloween's gonna go, and I might do all that on YouTube, so we can do like yeah, I'll try. Can I stay up tonight? I don't think I can stay up tonight, but well, I'll try to watch it on Monday. I can't really watch it tomorrow, but I'll try to watch it on Monday. And alright, let's get back to the story. But yeah, Halloween's gonna be like a fun night. I'm probably gonna stream all night. First on YouTube, then we're gonna move back to Twitch for the games. Where was it? Probably. However, that has nothing to do with furniture like us. We must continue to return the favor we receive from the Master until our final moments. Yes. That is furniture's duty. The thunder crashed once more. Except for those instants when lightning lit up the sky. Nothing could be seen out the window but the darkness of night. Just as humans rule when the sun is up, those that are not human rule when the sun is down. The darkness of night that now surrounded Okinojima was ruled by another master, not the Ushimiya family. Did this master take pity on Maria when she was alone and being pummeled by the rain in the rose garden, lending her an umbrella? Cannon looked at the rose garden's lights, dimly visible beyond the window. The dim light weren't enough to illuminate the surrounding area. Looking at those lights felt like making eye contact with the witch, and Cannon forced himself to avert his gaze. If he didn't, it felt like his eyes would be absorbed by that light. Can the weather change how people act? Yeah, it can. You often hear stories about how things like atmospheric pressure can influence people's moods and physical health. For some time now, everyone had been struggling to clear the gloomy atmosphere. But any conversation was quickly cut off, and, in the end, the dining hall was simply filled by the sound of the rain. Dessert was some kind of chocolate cake, accompanied by pear sherbet. Golda-san enthusiastically explaining the recipe as soon as this final dish was presented. But I quickly forgot the details. The guest of honor, grandfather, was absent. The weather was horrible, and the identity of the one who lent Maria an umbrella remained a mystery. When dinner ended, no one felt even one bit refreshed. It was too late now, but I realized painfully that taste wasn't the only important part of a meal. The whole atmosphere was also critical. Golda-san, the supposed conductor of this musical piece called Dinner, did his best to Evelyn the place, dropping little jokes left and right, but apparently not one of them succeeded. After taking orders for after dinner, coffee, tea, and orange juice, he left for the kitchen. As soon as he disappeared, Uncle Kraus spoke.
やれやれ。
My.
せっかくゴーダが腕を振るってくれた晩餐も、
What a waste that the dinner
こうも沈み込んでしまっては
Golda
実に
worked so
味気ないというものだ。
was met with such a gloomy atmosphere.
まったくね。
Yes, yes, absolutely.
今日は何を食べても美味しく感じられない、そういう気分よ。
It just feels like nothing would taste good today.
ほう。どうしてそういう気分なのか聞きたいね。
I'd like to know why you feel that way.
心が晴れ晴れできるよう、兄として後で協力させてもらうよ。
Later on, I'll do all I can as your older brother to help cheer you up. Aunt Ava grimaced slightly. I already heard she wasn't on good terms with Uncle Kraus, but it was pretty clear now. When I looked around, I noticed that my father and Aunt Rosa were also grimacing. Apparently, there was something besides the weather troubling all of them.
エヴァおばさんもうちの親父も
Both Aunt Ava and my dad
ずいぶん機嫌が悪そうっすね。
aren't looking too happy.
そう
Really? Really?
私はそうは思いませんよ。
I don't think so. Aunt Ava, I asked Aunt Nasui, who was sitting on my right, but she seemed to be in a bad mood as well. She snapped back as if to say she was absolutely not interested.
まあちょいと大人な話で込み入ってな。
Well, our adult conversation got a little complicated.
バトラ君たち子供は気にせんでええ話や。
It isn't something kids like you need to worry about, Battler-kun.
なあ夏日さん。
Is that
キリ
right,
エさん。
Nasui-san? Kiri-san? Uncle Hideyoshi laughed as he spoke, but without his usual brightness. So I could vaguely imagine just how complicated their adult conversation had become. On top of that, even Aunt Nasui and Kiri-san, the people he had just directed his comment to, ignored him as though they hadn't heard anything. I didn't know what kind of conversation they'd been having while us kids were away. But it reminded me of how Dad said he had stomach cramps when we arrived at the mansion. The family conference might have been a playful reunion to us kids, but it was definitely different for the adults. After Uncle Hideyoshi's comment was ignored by the other adults, and an awkward silence fell over the room, Kiri-san spoke up.
子供たちの進路はどうなるのかしらとか、そういう話よ。
We were talking about how the kid's career would turn out.
バトラ君は将来はどうするの？
Such what lies in the future, Battler-kun.
ぼんやりと大学進学？
Will you just drift off to college?
そんなのじゃ長い人生レースのスタートラインとしては心細いわよ。
Wouldn't that be a little disheartening for a starting line for the long race of life?
あいたたたたたた。
Hey, wait a sec.
キリエさん、飯の最中にそんな話されちまったら、消化不良で便秘になっちまうぜ。
Kiri-san, if you start talking about something like that in the middle of a meal, it won't digest well, and we'll all end up getting constipated.
そうやそうや。バトラ君やジェシカちゃんの進路の話をしとったんや。
That's right, we were talking about Battler-kun's and Jessica-chan's careers.
将来のことは真剣に考えんとあかんで。
You guys think seriously about the future. Hideyoshi heartily agreed as if they really had been talking about that. But that was probably wrong. Kiri-san had been obviously trying to change the subject. However, if Kiri-san had determined that this was the best course of action for now, then she was probably right. Taking this into account, I cast aside my suspicion to the cause behind Aunt Ava and Dad's bad moves. At long last, the serving cart returned, filled with coffee and tea. Kumasawa-san and Shana-chan served it to everyone. Goda-san then explained that this concluded tonight's meal. If only the mood had been a bit more cheery, it might have been the best dinner in my life. It was a shame that this best of dinners couldn't have been had under the best conditions. George Oni-chan, is dinner over now? Over?
うん。
Yes.
これでおしまいだよ。
With this, dinner is finished.
はしてないわよ。
Don't be rude.
お席について、落ち着いてジュースを飲みなさい。
Stay in your seat and calmly drink up. Maria looked like she was really excited by the occasional crashing thunder. Maybe she wanted to quickly finish eating and run over to the window. She had been fidgeting for a while, waiting for the meal to end. For some people are afraid of thunder, while others find it interesting. And Maria was apparently one of the latter sorts. Therefore, when she heard from George Akini that dinner was over, a huge smile broke across her face. She then rose from her seat, took out her handbag, which she set under her seat, never having left it even while she was eating, and began fishing around inside of it. No one seemed particularly concerned by this behavior.
なんだい?
What?
それは
That?
どこから持ってきたの?
Where did you get that? George was the first to notice it. As he spoke, Battler noticed it too. Oh. When they saw that Maria was now holding a beautiful Western-style envelope. On the front of the envelope, the Ushimiya family crest, the one-winged eagle, was done in gold leaf. Furthermore, the fact that it was sealed with a dark red wax made it clear that this wasn't something Maria could have brought as a prank.
マリアちゃん、それは何?
Maria-chan, what is that? It seemed that Nasui also noticed the strangeness of the envelope Maria was holding. Her voice sounded so serious for someone admonishing a small child. So the relatives around us finally noticed it too.
どうしたよ、夏日姉さん。
What happened, Natsui-ni-san?
それ、
What?
何?
What is that? Maria.
マリア、あなた、
それをどこで拾ったの？
Where did you pick that up?
その封筒
That
は
envelope has
金蔵さんの。
Kinzo-san's. When Nanjo muttered that, even us kids could understand why everyone seems to be frozen solid. The envelope that Maria held was one of the Ushimiya family head's custom-made envelopes for private use. In other words, it could only mean one thing. This envelope contained a message from Kinzo.
ほう。どうしてそんな封筒がここにあるんだね。
What is an envelope like that doing here?
こいつは面白いもんが飛び出してくるぜ。
And how's that? Now that's an interesting thing to come jumping out at us.
ちょいとわしに見せてみ。
Just let me have a peek.
ダメ。マリアが読むの。
No way, I'll read it.
マリアがみんなに読んで聞かせなさいって言われたの。
I was told to read to everyone. Uncle Hideyoshi's tried to snatch the envelope out of Maria's hands, but she protected it as though hugging it and didn't let go.
秀吉兄さん、子供相手に力ずくなんていけませんよ。
Hideyoshi-san, you can't use force against a child.
マリアちゃん、その封筒はどうしたの？
Maria-chan, where did you get this envelope?
傘を貸してくれた時にベアトリーチェにもらった。
I got it from Beatrice when she gave me the umbrella.
ご飯が終わったらマリアがみんなに読んで聞かせろって言われた。
She told me to read it to everyone after the meal was over.
マリアは魔女の
I'm the witch's messenger.
メッセンジャーなの。
Messenger.
メッセンジャー？
Messenger.
この島の魔女様は随分と洒落てるじゃねえかよ。
The almighty witch of the island sure likes to mess around. Battler tried to joke about it, but no one laughed.
それで中には何て書いてあるのかしら？マリアちゃん。
I wonder what's written inside of it, Maria-chan.
読む。
Gonna read it. Maria casually opened the envelope. It was sealed only with wax, so she had to remove the sealing wax to open it. The sealing wax fell onto the desk. Hideyoshi hastily picked it up and stared fixedly at it. Then he set it in the center of the table, where Natsui, Kiri, and Nanjo stared at it. Imprinted in the sealing wax was the one-winged eagle, which was Ushimiya family crest, and also Kinzo's personal crest.
これは当主様の紋章？
This is the family head's personal crest.
私は金蔵さんに手紙をもらったことがあるからわか
I
る。
know it from the letters I have received from Kinzo-san before.
これは間違いなく金蔵さんの風浪だ。
Without a doubt, this is his wax seal.
でもこのお屋敷にはそれと同じ紋章がいくつもあるのでは？
But aren't there several things in this mansion bearing that crest?
例えば風浪用のハンコのようなものがあれば金蔵さんでなくても風浪はできるのでは？
For example, if there was some kind of stamp for wax seals, couldn't someone other than Kinzo-san have used it?
いや、金蔵さんは風浪には必ず自分が指にしている後ろ宮家当主の証の指輪で刻印をする。
No. Kinzo-san would always use a ring on his finger, his proof of the Ushimiya family headship, when he sealed the wax.
この形や複雑な意匠は間違いなく金蔵さんの風浪だ。
This shape and complex design is definitely Kinzo-san's seal.
そうとは限らんよ。
That is necessarily not so.
親族であれば一度くらいは親父の手紙を受け取ったことはあるはずだ。
Anyone in the family must have received a letter from father at least once.
その風浪をもとに偽の紋章を作り、親父殿を語って刻印した可能性が否めない。
We can't eliminate the possibility that someone used that wax as a model to create a fake seal and pass himself off as father.
兄貴に同感だ。
I agree, Nikki.
風浪に刻印されている紋章がどれだけ親父のものに酷似していたとしても、
No matter how
間
much
違いなく親父のものであるとは証明不能だぜ。
no matter how much the seal resembles Dad's, we can't prove that it's the real thing.
だからその封筒が親父のものであるという証拠にはならない。
So it doesn't prove this envelope came from him.
私も全く同じよ。
I absolutely agree.
風浪の刻印だけでお父様の手紙だなんて決めつけることには同意できないわ。
I cannot approve of apparently deciding that this letter came from father based only on the wax seal.
南條先生、曖昧な言葉は慎んでいただけるかしら。
Dr. Nanjo, couldn't you use a bit more discretion with your vague words?
これは失礼。
Apologize.
出過ぎた口でしたな。
It was not my place to speak. One after another, all the siblings from Kraus on downwards rejected Nanjo's statement, saying that the envelope Maria held wasn't necessarily from Kinzo. They were afraid. They feared from the bottom of their hearts that Kinzo's intentions were written in there. And that it might be some announcement regarding the inheritance that would be decidedly unfavorable for them.
マリア、
Maria,
その封筒は傘を貸してくれた人がくれたのね。
the person who gave you the envelope was the same person who lent you the umbrella, right?
ふうじゃわからないでしょ。
I don't know what means.
そうなの？
Is it true? Yes.
つまり
So, in other words,
魔女
the witch,
ベアトリーチェが
Beatrice gave
傘
Maria
と一緒
Chan
に
the
マリアちゃんに
envelope
その封筒を
along with the umbrella. Maria nodded forcefully.
主人に私も同感です。
I agree with my husband.
得体の知れない何者かが手渡した怪文書です。
There's a dubious letter handed over by some suspicious person.
読むにも値しません。
It isn't even worth reading.
せめて読むくらいいいじ
There's
ゃねえ
nothing
かよ。
wrong with just reading it, right? Battler said to Jessica in a small voice, trying to act tough, but Natsui heard him clearly and glared at him with threatening eyes.
それでマリアは
And then,
その
uh,
ベアトリーチェに食事が終わったら読めって言われたんだな。
Beatrice told you to read it after the meal was over, right, Maria?
いいじゃないの皆さん。
It's okay, everyone.
これはおじい様の封筒ではなく、ベアトリーチェの封筒。
This envelope didn't come from grandfather, but from Beatrice.
誰が書いたのかはともかく、中身を聞いてからの判断でもいいんじゃないかしら。
Regardless who actually wrote it, why can't we just hear what's inside before we decide?
そうやな。
That's right.
お父さんが書いたとは限らんが、中身が気になるんは事実や。
Even if Father didn't necessarily write it, I still like to know what's written inside.
マリアちゃん、さっきは無理やり取ろうとしてすまんかった。
Maria-chan, I'm sorry I tried to take it from you by force earlier.
謝るから、みんなの前でそれ読み上げてくれんか。
I apologize. So will you read it aloud in front of everyone?
マリア、
Maria,
読みなさい。
read it. All the relatives stare fiercely at Maria. She spread the letter open with a rustle.
本当に親父の手紙だと思うか？
Do you really think it just... Do you really think... Do you really... Do you think it really did come from Dad?
ありえんね。
Impossible.
親父殿が私たちに何かを発表するときは、直接でなければいつだって源氏を通してじゃないか。
Whenever father announced something to us in the past, he would always send Genji if he didn't do it directly. Correct?
このようなこじゃれた方法でするとは思えんね。
I cannot believe that he would use such a joke-like approach.
そうよ。
That's right.
マリアをメッセンジャーに？
Maria, messenger?
それこそお父様の趣味じゃないわよ。
That definitely doesn't suit father's taste.
ローザ、これはマリアちゃんが私たちを脅かそうという何かの隠し芸なんでしょ？
Rosa, could this be Maria-chan trying to surprise us by putting on some kind of show?
マリアはそんな気の利いたことができる子じゃないわ。
Maria isn't really a kid who'd be capable of something so thoughtful. Gonna read it. The words came out of Maria's mouth, but for some reason her voice seemed different than usual. Everyone went suddenly silent.
六軒島へようこそ、後ろ宮家の皆様方。
I looked at the fishy aroma. The song slaps. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Welcome to Rokinojima, members of the Ushimiya family.
私は金蔵様にお仕えしております、当家顧問錬金術師のベアトリーチェと申します。
I am Beatrice. I don't. Ah! This is acting stupid. Okay, is there a log? Can you go back to just read that? I don't think there is. There's no log on this. Backlog. Okay. Welcome to Rokinojima, members of the Ushimiya family. I am Beatrice, the alchemist for this family, is employed by Kenzo himself. Haha! That's crazy!
黙って。
Quite!
長年にわたりご契約に従いお仕えしてまいりましたが、本日金蔵様よりその契約の終了を宣告されました。
I have served him for many years in accordance with our contract, but on this day, Kenzo-sama has announced the final suspension of that contract.
よって本日をもちまして、当家顧問錬金術師のお役目を終了させていただきますことを、どうかご了承くださいませ。
Therefore, I ask that you acknowledge my resignation from the position of family alchemist from this day forth.
くだらん。ざれ言だ。
How foolish. What nonsense.
聞くに耐えません。
I can't stand to listen to it.
さてここで皆様に契約の一部をご説明しなければなりません。
And now, there is one part of the contract that must be explained to all present.
私ベアトリーチェは金蔵様にある条件とともに莫大な黄金の貸与をいたしました。
I, Beatrice, sent Kenzo-sama a vast quantity of gold under certain terms.
その条件とは、 契約終了時に黄金のすべてを返還すること。
On these terms, specific that all the gold is to be returned to me upon the termination of the contract.
そして利息として後宮家のすべてを頂戴できるというものです。
Furthermore, I am to receive everything of the Ushimiya family as interest.
むちゃくちゃや。
Ridiculous!
初めからむちゃくちゃだぜ。
It's been ridiculous since from the very beginning.
要するにあれだろ？
So it's basically one of those things, right?
よくある悪魔の契約みたいなやつなんだろ？
Doesn't it sound just like one of those contracts with the devil?
ほんで契約がおしまいってことになるから利子を回収に来たってわけだ。
The contract has expired, so they come to collect the interest.
いや長年の退職金のつもりかな。
Is she trying to grab some retirement money for her old age or something?
ちゃっかりした魔女だぜ。
What a cheeky witch.
バトラ君、今は茶化さない方がいい。
Butler-kun, now isn't the time to joke around. Butler made a face as if to ask, if I can't make fun of this, what can I make fun of? Some of the adults' faces were pale, while others looked dazed.
これだけをお聞きならば、皆様は金蔵様のことをなんと無慈悲なのかとお嘆きにもなられるでしょう。
After hearing this, you may feel as though Kinzo-sama has been savagely ruthless.
しかし金蔵様は皆様に富と名誉を残す機会を設けるため特別な条項を追加されました。
However, Kinzo-sama did append a special clause to the contract so that you would have a chance to preserve your wealth and honor.
その条項が満たされた時に限り、私は黄金と利子を回収する権利を永遠に失います。
If and only if that special clause is fulfilled, I will lose my rights to the gold and the interest for all eternity.
特別な条項？
A special clause.
それは何よ？
What is it?
特別条項。
Special clause.
契約終了時にベアトリーチェは黄金と利子を回収する権利を持つ。
Beatrice retains the right to collect the gold and accumulated interest upon the termination of the contract.
ただし、隠された契約の黄金を暴いた者が現れたとき。
However, if someone is able to discover the hidden gold of this contract,
ベアトリーチェはこの権利をすべて永遠に放棄しなければならない。
Beatrice must abandon these rights for all time.
利子の回収はこれより行いますが、もし皆様のうちの誰か一人でも特別条項を満たせたなら、
The collection of the interest will proceed shortly, but if any one of you fulfills the terms of this special clause,
すでに回収した分も含めて全てお返しいたします。
I shall return everything, including the portion that has already been collected.
なお、回収の手始めとしてすでに後宮本家の家督を受け継いだことを示す後宮家当主の指輪をお預かりさせていただきました。
Furthermore, as the first step in this collection of Kinzo-sama's debt, I have taken possession of the Ushimiya family's head's ring, which signifies the passage of the Ushimiya family's headship from one individual to another.
封印のろうそくにてそれをどうかご確認くださいませ。
I ask that you confirm this for yourselves by examining the imprint on the wax seal.
これがそうだというのか？
Are they trying to claim that that's the meaning behind this seal?
親父が指輪を
That
手放す
father
の
was willing us this ring? It's unthinkable! Krauss stared at the sealing wax and tried to burn a hole through it. Ava and Rudolph were doing the same thing over his shoulder.
確かにチェスの時金蔵さんの指に何か足りんような違和感は感じ取りました。
Come to think of it, when we were playing chess, I did have a strange feeling that Something was missing from Kenzo-san's finger.
南條先生
Dr. Nanjo!
おぼろげな記憶でいい加減なことを言わないように
Just like saying careless just because of a vague memory.
その心眼をここでは測れないわ。
We can't prove his authenticity here.
本当に指輪をおじい様は誰かに手渡したのか、この手紙が本当の話かどうかはおじい様に直接確認すればいいだけの話じゃない。
Oh, and by asking father directly, can we determine whether he really handed over his ring and whether this letter tells the truth?
そうね。
That's right.
キリエさんの言う通りだわ。
It's just as Kiri-san says.
果たして
Do you really think
金蔵さんがそれを答えてくれ
Kenzo-san will
ま
tell
すかな。あの人のお考えは
After
時に
all
人の世の常識では測りかねますからな。
that person's thought sometimes surpasses the bonds of common sense?
どの道ざれ言の息を出んね。
No matter what happens, it's still nonsense.
第一黄金幻想自体が親父殿のまやかしだ。
In the first place, the illusion of gold itself is one of father's tricks.
ありもしない黄金の話を始めるのはお前たちだけで十
I've
分よ。
heard enough talk of that gold from the rest of you.
でも魔女様はおっしゃってるわよ。
But this is the witch speaking, right?
黄金を見つけた者に家督とすべての財産を引き渡すってね。
About how the inheritance and all the assets will be handed over to one who finds the gold, right?
つまりベアトリーチェ様はお父様の顧問弁護士もしくは金庫番でもあられるってことじゃないのかしら。
So maybe Beatrice-sama is father's legal advisor or in charge of his funds?
このような怪しげな文章を子供に託すような怪人物を信用することなどできません。
We can't possibly trust some strange person who entrusts such a suspicious paper to a child.
兄貴
Aniki,
腹を割ってもらうぜ。
we need to be frank with us.
兄貴の知らない人物が親父の財産管理をしてるようなことはあり得るのか。
Is it possible Dad's assets are being managed by someone you don't know?
いやそれはない。
No, that's impossible.
私は当主代行として親父殿のすべての財産を把握している。
As the family head's representative, I control all of father's assets.
私に知られずにそれらを自由にできる人間はいないはずだ。
It should be impossible for anyone to do anything. It should be impossible for anyone to do as they please with them without me knowing it.
じゃあつまりクラウス兄さんの把握していない財産ってことじゃないの？
So this must mean that there are some assets you don't control, right, Kraus Nissan?
バカな。そんなものあるわけがない。
So how foolish! Such assets could not possibly exist.
あるわよ。
Oh, but there is such a thing.
兄さんが把握していない
An asset
お
of
父様の
father's
資産。
that you don't control.
そんなものあるわけがありません。
There's no way such thing could exist.
いやあるで。
No, it does.
それがお父さんのいやベアトリーチェの隠し
It's
王や。
father's. No, Beatrice hidden gold.
話を整頓しよう。
Let's keep it simple.
つまり親父には兄貴も知らない腹心がいた。
In short, Dad had some trusted confidant that Eniki doesn't even know about.
そしてそいつはずっと黄金の番と運用を任されてきたわけだ。
Furthermore, this person had always been in charge of watching and managing the gold.
あるいは悪魔の契約まがいのルールで融資した神塚の大富豪か。
Or it could be some eccentric rich person who offered him a loan with rules like a devil's contract.
その腹心のベアトリーチェさんは自分の黄金を融資する相手として息子兄弟の誰がふさわしいか試したいということなのかしら。
Could it be that this confidant called Beatrice is trying to test Kenzo, which of Kenzo's children is most worthy to be financed by her gold? Kiri's question was one that all the siblings want answered. Upon reflection, they realized that Kinzo's strange epitaph had hung in the hall beneath the witch's portrait for quite some time. I lost my track. I took away from the screen for a second. And while it had long been whispered that whoever solved the puzzle would receive everything, no one had ever clearly stated it. It was just something that everyone had hoped might be true. And right here, right now, the thing they hoped for had been clearly stated in Beatrice's letter. It clearly specified that everything of the Ushimiya family would be given to the one who found the gold.
黄金の隠し場所については、すでに金蔵様が私の肖像画の下に碑文にて公示されております。
Kinzo-sama has already publicly displayed the location of the hidden gold within the epitaph under my portrait.
条件は、碑文を読むことができる者すべてに公平に。
The rules apply equally to all who can read the epitaph.
黄金を暴けたなら、私はすべてをお返しするでしょう。
If you discover the gold, I shall return everything to you.
それではどうか今宵を金蔵様との知恵比べにて存分にお楽しみくださいませ。
Tonight, I ask that you enjoy your battle of wits with Kenzo-sama to the fullest.
今宵が知的かつ優雅な夜になるよう、心よりお祈りいたしております。
I sincerely pray that this night will be both intellectual and elegant.
黄金のベアトリーチェ。
Beatrice, the golden. Beatrice-sama, Lady Beatrice had such a fun time writing that letter, did she not? Father, I know you can hear me. Please respond. The door to Kenzo's study was being violently, harshly beaten against over and over again like a percussion instrument. The yells coming from the other side belonged to Kraus, Rudolph, and sometimes Ava. It was the siblings who were trying to intrude upon Kenzo's study to question him about the truth behind the mysterious letter. Kenzo was eating. An elegant tablecloth was set over the desk, and the fabulous dinner that adorned the table down in the dining hall was reproduced here. Kenzo continued his meal in silence. Shannon, taking away an empty plate, looked uncomfortably between the door being pounded on and Kenzo's face.
皆さんがお呼びですが、
Everyone is calling for you.
いかがいたしますか?
But what should I do? Leave them. God and my meals both hold silence as a virtue. Should I silence them? There's no need. It does not reach my ears. Kenzo enjoyed his food, apparently indifferent. Genji quietly lowered his head and took a single step back. As he did, Kanen, who stood in reserve like a shadow behind to the side of Genji, opened his mouth.
マリア様がベアトリーチェ様より手紙を受け取られたとのことで、その真偽を確かめたいのでしょう。
Maria-sama apparently received a letter from Beatrice-sama, so I imagine they want to test his authenticity. She started already then. Come, Beatrice. I have no short of the coins to be wagered. Shall we enjoy this night to the fullest?
負ける気はないぞ。
I don't think I'll lose.
お前の微笑みは永
Your
遠に
smile
私のもの
will be
だ。
mine for all eternity.
もう一度見られるなら富も名誉も我が命すらも惜しくはない。
If I could see it one more time, I wouldn't regret losing my wealth, my honor, or even my life.
さてルーレットは回り始めた。
Well then, the roulette has begun to spin.
ボールはどのポケットに落ちるのか。
Which pocket will the ball fall into first? No, first, but into.
ノワールかルージュか。
Nor Rouge.
それとも親の総取り
Or
か。
House takes all.
さあ始めるがいいベアトリーチェ。
You may begin, Beatrice.
私が再びお前に奇跡の力というものを見
I'll
せ
show
て
you
や
the
る。
power of miracles once more. Break. Umineko Nakoro Nokorini. Oh no, everybody. The game has started. The game has begun. Lady Beatrice is moving her pieces on the game board. What time is it? Huh, we've been doing this for exactly an hour and 30 minutes. Do we want to stop early tonight? Kind of do, but I also kind of want to keep going. Let's get this back off. 1 second. Sorry. It's 9:20. I do need. What happens next? We have. No, I think we can keep going. Let's keep going for a little bit longer. The strange letter that the witch had entrusted to Maria wiped all the memories of dinner from our minds. Maria was repeatedly barraged with questions by Aunt Rosa and the other parents, and became increasingly ill-tempered when they refused to believe her. If we kids tried to butt in, they probably ignore us. Our parents were all stirred up, firing back and forth about the gold and the dispersion of the assets, and completely forgetting that we were even there. I already guessed that they'd been talking like this in the shadows, but I hadn't thought they'd be so blunt. It gave all of us kids a considerable shock. From what we could overhear, all the parents wanted more money as soon as possible. Back and forth about grandfather's inheritance. Back and forth about the distribution of the gold if it was found. About advance payments in cash. It was so despicable. I could hardly bear to watch, even though one of them was my father. It looked like Jessica felt the same way. We left our seats without being asked to, and went to hang out somewhere well away from our parents.
なるほどな。
I get it.
じいさまが飯の席にも顔を出したくない理由が
No.
よーくわかったよ。
Now I totally see why grandfather hates coming down for meals.
うちの親たちにはすっかり幻滅だぜ。
I'm so disillusioned with our parents right now.
金だの遺産だの。
All about that money and the inheritance.
よくもまああそこまで大っぴらに。
How can they act like that right out in the open?
俺の場合はクソ親父に幻滅しきってるからよ。
Well, I'm already completely disillusioned with my old bastard.
これ以上評価の下がりようがないぜ。
There's no way I would think any worse of him.
そんなの私だって同じだぜ。
That's exactly the same for me.
しかし、
Still,
今夜のには呆れたぜ。
that freaking shocked me.
心底呆れたぜ。
Shocked me to the core. Jessica looked down at the floor, irritated. She was already talking about how bad her parents were, But maybe she hadn't really felt that way deep inside? The depths of Jessica's shock made that clear.
未成年の君たちはご両親に養育してもらってるからわからないだろうけど、
You're all minors being supported by your parents, so you might not understand.
お金を得るというのは単純な綺麗事じゃないよ。
But getting money is neither simple nor a pretty thing.
未成年である今にそれを理解しろとは言わない。
I won't try to force you to understand right now, since you're still kids.
でもご両親なりに何かの努力をしていることだけは認めてあげてほしいな。
But even so, I want you to realize that your parents are just doing their best in their own way.
やれやれ。
Oh, great.
ジョージの兄貴は人間ができてる
Jorzakini's
ぜ。
gotten all mature.
ジョージ兄さんは社会人になってバリバリ働いてるけどよ。
George Nissan, I know you're working hard as a full-fledged member of society.
金とか財産とかそういう話になったらうちの親父たちみたいに強欲むき出しのハゲタカになれるってのかよ。
But does that mean you turn into a shameless, greedy vulture like your parents, whether you start talking about money and assets?
自分だけの話だったらそんなことはしたくないよ。
If it were only for my own benefit, then no. I wouldn't want to do that.
でも家族や社員、部下やその家族の生活を背負ったら戦わなければならない時もある
However,
かもしれない。
when your family and your employees, your subordinates and their families are all counting on you, there are sometimes when you must fight.
私はそんな戦い嫌だぜ。
I hate that kind of fight.
小さまの遺産がどうのこうのなんて話ヘドが出るぜ。
That back and forth about grandfather's inheritance just makes me want to puke. Jessica pretended to spit violently. That harsh reaction made the deepest of her pain very clear.
もうこの話はやめようぜ。
Let's stop talking about this.
じい様の隠し黄金がどうのこうの、財産だ遺産だって話は親たちの問題で俺たちの問題じゃないさ。
All this about grandfather's hidden gold, property, and inheritance is our parents' problem, not ours.
僕も同感だよ。
I agree.
せめて気を利かせて親たちの話し合いを邪魔しないのが子供の務めだと思うね。
At the very least, I think children have a duty to be considerate and stay out of their parents' way when they're talking together.
なんだか面白くねえぜ。
Sounds pretty boring. Everyone knows the phrase, adults are filthy. But we had now seen that for ourselves, and that really did give us a considerable shock. Joe Zakini was now pretty much an adult, and I had already been disillusioned with my dad, so the shock wasn't that big for us. But Jessica seemed to be taking it hard. Apparently she received a bigger blow than I thought. She always talked badly about her parents, but it looked like she hadn't changed all that on the inside. Even now, she's still a pure-hearted, delicate person who can't doubt others. I'm sure she respected her parents as much as anyone else does. And then her parents started raging about it, about money, inheritance, my money. Right in front of all the other parents and the children. It's no surprise she received such a shock from hearing that.
ジェシカちゃん、どうかお父さんとお母さんのことを嫌いにならないで。
Please don't start hating your mother and father.
理解しろとまでは言わないから、せめてどうか嫌いにならないであげて。
I won't ask you to understand them, but at least don't hate them.
分かってるよ。
I
少
get
し
it.
放っておいてくれよ。
Just leave me alone for a bit. 6 years ago, I would have kept taunting Jessica, even after she got all dejected. But I guess I really have grown over the last 6 years. I realize it'd be better to leave Jessica alone right now. Jessica suddenly looked awfully sulkily. Jessica looked off away sulkily and left the parlor. She probably wanted to be alone for a while. I could do nothing but wordlessly watch her back as she left.
そういえば
Come to think of
マリア
it,
ちゃんはどこに行ったんだろ
I wonder where Maria-chan went.
多分まだ肖像画の前でいじけてるんだろうぜ。
She's probably pouting from the portrait. Maria truly looked up to the witches, and she expected that coming in direct contact with Beatrice and receiving the letter as proof. I would surprise everyone and make them happy. It would surprise everyone and make them happy. However, they doubted its authenticity thoroughly, bombarding Maria with questions and refusing to accept her story. Even for now, it wasn't hard to imagine how much that must have hurt Maria. He couldn't speak to Maria or Jessica. In the end, George Kenny and I just abandoned ourselves to the sound of the falling rain in the dark night.
う。台風はどんな感じなんだろうね。
I wonder what's happening with that typhoon.
ニュースをやってないかな。
Maybe there's something about it on the news? George the Canadian started walking over to the corner of the parlor where the television was. He hadn't called me over, and I really couldn't have cared less where the typhoon was on the sea now. So without going over to the television, I lorded around the window.
そんなに風は出てなさそうだけど、海の上はひどいのかしらね。
The wind hasn't picked up that much here. I wonder if it's horrible over the sea.
天気予報では暴風警報も聞いてたんだけど。
Did you hear about a severe storm warning on the weather report?
キリエさんか。
Ah, Kiri-san.
大人たちの積もる話はどんな感じなんすか？
I take it those big talks between the adults are going smoothly, yeah? She seemed to catch the sarcasm. Kiri-san shrugged.
この胃の痛くなる話は徹夜で続くのかしら。
I wonder that stomachache discussion will continue all night.
嫌になるわ。
It's not going to be fun.
まあせいぜいよろしく。じい様の財産分配について
Well then,
ハゲタカごっこをお楽しみくださいってんだ。
please enjoy playing vultures to grandfather's property as much as you like.
最低の気分だ
I
ぜ。
feel sick.
それに関しては同感
I
よ。
agree with you on that.
バトラ君みたいに席が外せる
If
な
I
ら
could just slip away
私
like
もそう
you,
したいわ。
I do it.
でもそうもいかない。
Unfortunately, I can't.
たとえ発言権がなくても
Even
ね。
if I'm not allowed to speak.
パートナーも大変よ。
These spouses have it pretty rough, too. Kiri-san took a deep breath, smiling bitterly. That's right. They probably wouldn't let Kiri-san speak, since she's only married into the family. Still, as Dad's partner, she's had no choice but to stay by his side and support him. She probably had to bear the full brunt of his mental pressure, much more than me. I wasn't going to apologize, but realizing that I'd spoken too harshly, I cut the sarcasm for the time being.
どんな感じなんすか？
So, how does it look?
相変わらず謎の魔女ベアトリーチェの話
Are
題で
you
持
still
ちき
stuck
り
on
で
the
す
topic
か？
of the mysterious witch Beatrice?
まあね。
More or less.
あの人たちはおじい様が亡くなった時の遺産分配につい
Those
て
four siblings are
兄
always
弟4
fond
人
of
で話を
secret
まとめようと
arguments.
ずっと密約を重ねてき
When
た。
they come together to discuss the division of the grandfather's inheritance.
そこへ未知の5人目が現れて話をややこしくしようっていうんだから穏便な話のわけもないわ。
They're saying that some unknown fifth person has appeared and is trying to make things even more complicated, and there's no way that they'll make a peaceful conversation.
互いを罵り合ったり
Just when you
か
think
と思えば
they're
共闘しようって
snarling
こと
at
に
each
なっ
other,
たり
they set up a common front.
夏日姉さんでなくても頭痛がしてくるところよ。
Natsui Nissan's not the only one getting headaches. On the one hand, they all want a larger portion of the other siblings, so they're all rivals. But on the other hand, they don't want one yen to be snatched up by anyone other than the siblings, so they're also allies. I hadn't been told the details, but the siblings were apparently discussing how to protect their shares under various situations. setting up ceasefire agreements and rules to prevent anyone from getting an unfair advantage, even preparing resort to legal action if absolutely necessary. That they would go this far to preserve their shares was so beyond disgusting that you just had to acknowledge their resilience.
ってことは、さしず
So
め。
basically,
ベアトリーチはじいさまからの資格ってとこですかね。
Beatrice is like an assassin sent by grandfather.
自分抜きで遺産の分配なんて話を勝手に進めてた息子たちに一泡吹かせたかったんだろうぜ。
何者かしらね、ベアトリーチェって。
Who was this Beatrice, I wonder?
自称してることが全て本当なら、今日まで誰にも知られずにいた謎の人物で、しかもおじいさまの隠し黄金の存在を知ってい
If
て。
everything she claims is true, then she's a mysterious figure that no one knew about until today. And she also knows about grandfather's hidden gold.
その上、当主の指輪まで委ねられてい
On
る。
top of that, she was even entrusted with the head's ring.
相当に信頼された人物ね。
She must have been truly trusted by him.
さすがにほうきにまたがった魔女だとは思わないっすけど。
Obviously, I don't think she's a witch riding around on a broom.
でも、
But there's no
魔女
doubt
と呼ぶ
she's
に
a
値す
mysterious
る
person
怪人
who's
物である
earned the
こ
right
と
to
は
be called a
間
witch.
違いないっすね。
マリアちゃんがそのあたりのことを詳しく話してくれればいいのだけ
If
ど、
only Maria-chan would go into more detail about that.
みんな小さい子にがっつきすぎだ
Everyone's
わ。
been smothering her, even though she's just a little girl.
すっかり怯えてしまって、
They really
聞
scared
ける
her.
ものも聞けなくなって
And
しまった。
something they might have asked now can't be asked.
あの人たち、北風と太陽とか読んだことないのかしら。
I wonder if those people had even read The North Wind and Sun.
確かなのは、マリアがベアトリーチェと名乗る人物から手紙を受け取ったこと。
What we do know is that Maria received a letter from a person who took the name Beatrice.
自分で現れて直接話せばいいものを、手紙を託して今もどこかに身を潜めているっていうシャイな怪人物ですけどね。
Trusting Maria with a letter and hiding away even now, when she could have just appeared and talked to us directly.
ねえ、バトラ
Hey,
君。
Butler-kun,
ベアトリーチェなんて人物が
do you
本
really
当にいる
think
と思う？
a person called Beatrice actually exists?
さあ、
Who knows?
あくまでも偽名じゃないっすか
It
ね。
doesn't really seem like a false name.
じい様の代理人として、その妄想の中の魔女の名を名乗ることを許された。
So she was
Toka.
given permission to take the name of the witch from his delusions.
ううん、そうじゃなくて、
No, that's not what I meant.
今この六軒島には全部で18
Oh
人いるの。
no. Right now, there is a total... what is this? Get off my screen. No, that's not what I meant. Right now, there's a total of 18 people on Rokinejima.
19人目が存在すると思う？
Do you think there's a 19th person? Are there really a full 18 people on this island right now? Wondering about that, I began counting my fingers, and it really did come out to be that many.
19人目が存在すると思うって。
Like, is it really 18 people? Can we check? Can we check? Let's see, we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Doesn't really seem that much, but when you count it all down, there's a lot of people here. Do I think that a 19th person exists? What
どういう意味ですか？
exactly do you mean?
言葉通りの
Just what
意
I
味よ。
said.
マリアちゃんに傘を貸した人物は
Maria, that umbrella
私たち18人の中にはいないらし
wasn't one of us 18.
い。なら19人目がいて、その人物がマリアちゃんに傘を貸したと思うのが妥当
Is
じゃ
it
ない？
natural to assume that a 19th person exists? And that this person lent Maria the umbrella?
ま、
Well,
そうなりますね。
yeah. It sure looks that way.
ならその人物は今どこ
Where
にい
exactly
る
is
の？
this person now?
少なくとも雨が降り
At
出
the
した
very
瞬
least,
間には
she
島に
must
い
have been
た。
on this island when it started raining.
そしてその後は
And ever since
どんどん
that
天気は
time,
悪化し
the
て
weather had grown
とても船なんか出せない
progressively
状態。
worse. So taking a boat out would be pretty much impossible.
となればその人物はまだ島の
That
中に
person
い
must
て
still be on the island,
どこかで雨宿りをしてい
hiding
なく
from
て
the
は
rain
ならない。
somewhere,
私たち誰の目にも触れず
and
ね。
without any of us spotting her.
確かに
True.
俺たちは屋敷やゲストハウスの中を勝手にうろつき回ってましたが、
Around over
誰も
the
19人目なん
mansion
かには会ってないわ
and
け
the
ですよ
guest
ね。
house, but no one has bumped into a 19th person.
でもま
This
あ
island
これ
is
だけの
huge.
広さのある島ですし、屋敷やゲストハウス以外に雨宿りできるところだってあるのかも。
There might be other places to take shelter from the rain, other than the mansion and the guest house. And at about this time, I begin to realize what direction Kiri-san's suspicion were. Oh. Then just fell. Phone just fell. How did it even work? How did it even fell? I don't know. Alright, put that back in. Pop it in. Alright, good. At about this time, I begin to realize what direction Kiri-san's suspicion were taking us in. Kiri-san was denying that a 19th person existed. Beatrice was one of us 18. In other words, she thought someone we knew well was tricking us.
ベアトリーチェが自称する通りなら、その人物は間違いなく最高の賓客よ。
If Beatrice is who she claims, she would surely be the most honored of guests.
おじいさまが信頼する最高の腹心。
The most honor of confidence trusted by grandfather.
そんな人物をおじいさまが歓待しないわけがない。
There's no way grandfather wouldn't give that kind of person a warm reception.
お屋敷に迎え入れないわけはないのよ。
She would surely have been ushered into the mansion.
でも私たちは誰も見ていない。
However, we haven't seen anyone like that.
待ってくださいよ。それはちょいと請求な推理じゃないですか。
Isn't this line of reasoning a bit too hasty?
確かに誰の目にも触れてはいないけれど、だからって19人目を否定することにはならないんじゃないですか。
No one spotted this person, but that doesn't mean that you can deny the possibility that a 19th person exists, right?
何かの理由があってこっそり上陸してずっと隠れているのかも。
For some reason, they landed on this island stealthily, and have been hiding ever since.
悪魔
It's
の
what they
証
call
明ってやつっすよ。
devil's proof.
いることを証明するのはたやすい。
It's easy to prove that something exists.
ベアトリーチェってやつが俺たちの前に現れて挨拶すりゃ解決する。
This Beatrice appears in front of us all, and says hi, then is settled.
でも19人目がいないことを証明するのは不
But
可能っ
it's
すよ。
impossible to prove that there's no 19th person. Yeah.
バトラ君の推理の仕方は悪くないわ。
Valor-kun, your way of reasoning isn't bad.
現在の状況では19人目の存在を認めるにも
There's
否定
enough
するにも
information
情報
to
が
either
足りない。
accept or deny that 19th person exists.
でもね、
But
チェス盤をひっくり返して考えると
you think that
ほぼ19人目はありえないって断言できちゃうのよ。
you can deny the existence of a 19th person with near certainty. Ah! Don't you dare! Don't say the holy word! So, just don't throw it around like that. Spin the chessboard around with one of Kiri-san's favorite phrases. I've been influenced by those words and used them myself from time to time. When you get stuck trying to find a move in chess or shogi, then, by spinning the board around and looking at everything from the opposite standpoint, you can see a strategy that will give you the upper hand. It means turning things around and putting yourself in your opponent's shoes.
いい？
You see?
仮に19人目の人物と
Let's
し
say
て
that A,
ベアトリーチェが
19th
実在
person
した
called
として、
Beatrice, actually exists.
その人物は誰にも知られることなくこっそりとこの島に上陸しずっと隠れていた。
That person must have managed without being seen by anyone to stealthily arrive on this island and remain hidden ever since.
何かの理由があってね。
Maybe they had some reason. Okay.
ならどうしてわざわざ姿を現してマ
Why
リア
did
ちゃ
they
んに
go
手紙を渡したの？
all of the trouble of appearing before Maria and handing her the letter? It really was a contradiction. If they had some reason for hiding themselves, they should have stayed hidden the whole time. But even so, they had appeared openly in front of Maria.
それは
Then
ほらマリアも言ってた。
Maria said it herself.
メッセンジャーにされたって言ってたじゃないですか。
She said the witch made her a messenger.
マリアが一番年下で素直そうだったからじゃ。
Maybe that's because Maria was youngest and looked the most obedient.
メッセンジャーなんて必要なの？
Why would they need a messenger?
手紙を親族会議の席上に送りたかったら郵送すればいいだけの話よ。
Conference, they could have mailed it.
4人の兄弟全員に郵送すれば黙殺することもできない。
No one will be able to ignore it.
手紙を持参してこっそり手渡す理由がないのよ。
There was no need for this person to carry it themselves and secretly deliver it by hand.
確かに。
Yeah.
なんだかおかしな
That
話っすね。
seemed pretty weird.
そもそもベアトリーチェが存在していてその存在をアピールしたいならみんなの前に堂々と姿を現せばいいだけ
In the
の
first
話。
place, if Beatrice existed and wanted to make her presence known to everyone, then she could have just openly presented herself to us all. To all of us.
なのに現れずマリアちゃんという小さな子を通しておぼろげな輪郭だけでその存在を主張しようとする曖昧さ。
Despite that, she chose the vague method of appearing through a little girl called Maria-chan and gave us a vague impression of who she was.
矛盾。
Contradiction.
もっと考えて。
Let's go a little deeper, shall we?
マリアちゃんの前に姿を現し19人目の存在を印象づけるという点
She
と
appeared in front of Maria,
にも
trying
か
to
か
give
わら
us the
ず
impression that 19th person existed, and yet
今この瞬間も私たちの前に姿を現さず隠れ続けている点。
she still hasn't appeared before us and is hiding somewhere at this very moment.
これらの矛盾。
Think about those contradictions.
これを念頭に置いた上で
Got to
チェ
keep
ス盤をひっくり
these
返すの。
things in mind when you spin the chessboard around.
つまり19人目の人物としてベアトリーチェがいると印象づけたい人物の目論みは何かよ。
Beatrice exists as the 19th person. What might their goal be?
姿を隠したい人物な
That
ら
person wanted to
その
hide.
存在をアピール
They
す
would
る
have
わけが
made
ない
their presence known.
そして姿を現したい人物
If they
なら
want to show themselves,
手紙を託すなんて
they
遠
wouldn't
回
have
しを
used
す
the
るわけが
roundabout
ない。っ
approach of entrusting someone with a letter,
てことは
which means
簡単よ。
simple.
ベアトリーチェは18人の中にいるのよ。
Beatrice is one of the 18 people.
だからこそ18人以外の人物が存在するような幻想を作り出しているのよ。これ見よが
The
しな
19th
19
person
人
was
目のアピール。
revealed so spectacularly.
それで得をす
If
るのは
someone were to
姿
profit
を潜
from
めた
this,
19人目じゃない。
it wouldn't be some 19th person hiding.
すでにいる18人の方
It'd
な
be
の
one
よ
of the。original 18.
もちろん
Of
この
course,
推理は穴だらけ。
this reasoning is full of holes.
いくつかの前提がひっくり返るだけで
If you turn
すぐ
over
に
even
崩れ
a
る
few
脆
of
い
the
ものだけど
premises, it simply falls apart.
私はほぼ間違
But
いな
I'm
いと見
almost
てるわ。
completely certain is correct. This is starting to feel pretty creepy. Someone lent Maria the umbrella and handed her the letter. Supposedly, none of the 18 did this. And yet, Beatrice was hidden among those 18. What was this person planning? Hiding their true form and pretending to be Beatrice?
マリアちゃんの自作自
Suppose
演
it
も
would
疑
have
っ
been
たんだけ
Maria
ど
Chan
文章の内容が非常に手が込んで
but the
て
contents of the message
マ
were
リアちゃんが自
extremely
前で用意し
complicated.
たとは考え
It's
がたい。
hard to imagine Maria Chan writing that herself.
でもマリアちゃんが何者かと
I
共
can't
謀してい
deny
る
the
可能性も否
possibility
定できない
that
わ。
Maria Chan is working together with someone.
おいおい
Wait,
マリアは9歳のお子様だぜ。
Maria's a 9-year-old, right?
誰と何を共謀するってんだよ。
What could she be possibly planning and with whom?
しかも愚直で真面目で素直なあの性分
What
だぜ。
about her straightforward, overly honest, and obedient nature?
ええ、私もマリアちゃんの性分はよく理解しているわ。
What kind of person Maria-chan is.
でもだからこそあり得ると思うの。
But that's exactly what I think is possible.
魔女に憧れその存在を盲信している夢見がちな少女。
Who can't help but look up and blindly accept the assistance of witches.
そこにベアトリーチェと名乗る人物が現れて
So,
魔女だと
if
名
a
乗った
person
ら
appeared in front of her,
彼女はそれを大喜びで鵜呑みにして信じるんじゃないかしら。
Maria-chan would happily swallow it up, I think.
つまり
So,
あの肖像画のごついドレスを着て変装すれば
disguise themselves as wearing
マリ
the
アを騙す
fancy
ことは
dress from the
難しく
portrait.
ないと。
Tricking Maria wouldn't be that hard.
その論法になっちゃうと私たち女性陣は
Of course,
みんな疑われちゃうことになるんだけどね。
all of us women would be the primary suspects.
とにかくマリアちゃんが何者に出会ったのか、
Who did Maria-chan encounter?
それの詳細を聞くことがこ
Knowing
の
the
謎を
details
解
of that
く
question
一
would
番
be the
にして
best
最
to
も身
solving
近な
this
鍵
riddle.
なのよ。しかしその鍵は
But this
少女の
key had
心
been
の奥
firmly
に
locked away
か
inside
たくなに
Maria-chan's
閉ざされ
heart.
てしまったわ。みんなが頭ごなしに魔女の存
Everyone
在を否
denied
定
the
し
existence of the witch,
一体その人物は誰なのかと問い詰めすぎた。
barraging her with too much questions about who Beatrice actually was.
マリアちゃんは当分大人には心を
She
開かない
probably
で
won't
しょう
open
ね。
her heart to the adults now. In the dim hall, in front of the portrait of Beatrice, Maria was sobbing. Oh no. Maria.
誰もね、マリアがベアトリーチェに会ったことを信じてくれない。ベアトリーチェとくれた手紙も見せたのに、それでも信じてくれないの。
You still don't believe. Oh, Maria. Can I just go through the screen and give her a hug? I want to go through the screen and give her a hug.
とにかく鍵はマリアちゃんが握ってるわ。
Anyway, Maria-chan's holding the key.
ベアトリーチェが18
The
人の
key
中に
to
いる
whether
のか
Beatrice is one of the
19
18
人目なの
people
か
or a 19th
それを知る
person.
鍵をね。
マリアは頑固だぜ。
You're stubborn, right?
あいつへそを曲げるとなかなか機嫌を直さないからな。
It's pretty hard to make her feel better.
大人の私より子供のバトラ君の方が機嫌を直せる確率は高そうよ。
I think a kid like you would be better at cheering her up than an adult like me.
彼女の機嫌が直ったら聞いてみて。
Anyway, after she's feeling better, try asking.
遺産分配がどうのこうのって話には関心な
I
いけ
know
ど
you don't care about all this back and forth about the inheritance.
こんな王道洋館ミステリー
But
み
don't
たい
you
なシ
find
チュエー
this
ションには
Western
ワクワクしちゃわない？
situation exciting?
マリアちゃんに手紙を渡した人物
Who
は
in the
一体
world is
誰な
person
のか
who gave Maria-chan the letter?
知的好奇心がうずくわ。
Makes your intellectual curiosity ache.
うんざりするような金の話に付き合わされ
You're
ても
actually pretty tough.
ワクワクとは実にタフなことだぜ。
Considering you're so excited after being dragged through all the endless money talk,
大人はすげえや。
adults can be pretty amazing. I shrugged spectacly. But I did notice something. Theory knows how dejected I was after overhearing our parents' turbulent discussion. I was probably trying to clear the air. At the very least, I discovered enough to voice my complaints. She wasn't my real mother, so I never felt like calling her mom. But it did make me think she's a real adult.
おうガキども
Hey, bro.
ここにいたのか。
So this is where you were.
キリエも長え化粧直しじゃねえか。
You really took our time fixing your makeup, didn't you?
俺も次からは化粧をして
Think
くるこ
I'll
とに
make
す
a
るぜ。
habit of going out to touch my makeup too.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
女の化粧は長
Hey,
いの
women's
よ。
makeup takes a long time.
どう？
So?
兄弟水入らずの話し合い
How
は
has discussion been without me?
さぞや和気あいあいとしてるだろうよ。
peaceful and harmonious. Kiri-san poked the weak spot under my arm with her elbow.
一度頭を冷やそうってことで小休止さ。
We decided to take a break to cool our heads a little.
こりゃ夜通しになりそう
It
だ
looks
ぜ。
like we'll be at all night.
泣けてくれ。
Makes me want to cry. His way of talking had changed, but he couldn't completely hide his fatigue. I couldn't say I was sympathetic, but he looked pitiful compared to his normal, energetic self.
しかしひ
Oh,
でえ雨だな。
that rain's just awful.
ゲストハウスに戻るのも嫌
I
になる
really
ぜ。
don't want to go back to the guest house.
夏日姉さんが屋敷で泊まれるよう準備してくれたらしい。
things up so we could spend the night here in the mansion.
どうする？
What we'll do?
3階になった時に考
You
え
don't
て
need
も
to
いいんじゃな
decide
い？
until you're done, right?
部屋に戻る体力
If
も
you
なくなっ
run
て
so
た
low
ら
on energy
その
that
時
you
はお世話
can't
になりま
return
しょ
to
う
your
よ。
rooms, then we can't take them up on their offer.
そうだな。
You're right.
その時に考えりゃい
You
いか
can't。think about it later.
バトラーはどうする？
What about you, Butler?
俺がいちゃお邪
I
魔だろうから
stay.
よ。
I just get in the way.
気使って
It'll be
向こ
nice
うに
to
戻
go
るぜ。
back over there.
そうか。
I see.
すぐ戻るのか？
Will you go back soon?
さあな。
Don't know.
一人で戻ったって寂しいし
Maybe
よ。
I'll get back by myself.
子供全員で揃って帰
I'll
ることに
gather
する
all the
ぜ。
kids and we'll head out.
そうだな。
Okay.
そうするといい。
You go do that.
それでバトラー、
Also, Butler.
お前今夜はそう
You
は簡単には
won't
寝な
be
いだろう。
going to sleep that easily tonight, right?
多分いとこたちとおしゃべりしてるだろうから
I'll
な。
probably be up talking with the cousins.
夜更かししそうな気配はあ
Like,
るぜ。
we'll be up all night.
それがどうかしたのかよ。
Is there a problem with that?
そうか。
I see.
もし大人たちの会議が終わってお前
You're
がま
still
だ
awake
起きて
when
た
the
ら
adults
ちょいと家
discussion
族で
is
したい
over.
話があるんだ。
I want to have a little talk as a family.
なんだよ。
What?
柄にもねえな。
That doesn't sound like you. Apparently, Kiri-san was thinking the same thing. What are you talking about? She asked in a small voice. It looked like Kiri-san didn't have a clue what Dad meant either.
キリエにも聞いてもらいたい話だ。
I also want to talk to you. Oh God! Oh God! I know. I'm sorry. This is me with knowledge about the ending of the story, and I realize what he wants to ask them. I realize what he wants to ask them.
後で話すから今は聞くな。頼む。
I'll tell you later, so don't ask now, please. I don't know anyone who neglects the concept of family as much as this old bastard. And now he's saying we're going to have a talk as a family. A talk as a family. A talk as a family! sorry. Or maybe my excitement is probably giving this away. Both Kiri-san and I couldn't help but get wide-eyed.
そうビビった顔す
Mom
んな
looks so
よ。
terrified.
ビビりてえのは俺の方
I'm
な
the
んだ。
one who should be terrified.
何しろ
After all. At that point, he swallowed his words for an instant. Even though putting on airs of importance was so much like my dad.
気持ち悪いぜ、親父。
You're freaking me out, Dad.
今、家族
Everyone
は
in our
全員
family
揃ってるじゃねえ
gathered
かよ。
here now, right?
もったいぶらずに言え
Don't
よ。
make a big deal of it and spit it out.
俺は多分
Tonight,
今夜
I will probably... What?
殺されるだろうな。
Okay. Tonight, I'll probably be killed. There was a huge crash of thunder. It must have been really close. Dad's expression, brightly illuminated by the lightning, was burned into my eyes. Dad's face, which always looked so sure of itself, which always wore a taunting expression, was strangely frail in a way I couldn't really explain. It was so worn out that he looked like a different person.
Huh?
What?
何言ってん
What
だ
are
よ、
you
ガ
talking
でも
about?
ね。
That doesn't sound like you.
同感よ。どうした
What
の
happened?
急
You look
に
so
弱気
timid all
ね
of a。sudden.
あなたらしくも
It's
ない
not。like you.
俺も化
I'm
粧
going
直しに
to
行って
fix
くる
my makeup too.
ついてくんな
Don't
よ
follow me. Dad turned away weakly. After that, only Curie and I were left, still wide-eyed.
なんだってんだ
What did he say?
今夜殺さ
Tonight
れる
he'll be killed.
まさか。
Thinking that
あの妙な手
mysterious
紙の
letter
せい
scared
で
him, do
親
you?
父ビビっちまったのか。連続殺
You've
人
been
者の
watching
映画
too
の
many
見過ぎだ
serial
ぜ。
murder movies. Curie-san didn't answer my lighthearted words and continued to stare at my dad's disappearing back.
バトラ君はルドルフさんに
When you
今
told
話せと言った
Rudolph-san
ら
to spill the
話さ
beans,
ず
right?
立ち去った。
He left without telling us anything.
みんなに話すことがあると言い出しなが
And
ら
he said he
答えなかっ
had
た。
something to say to us both. He didn't answer you.
どうして
Why?
チェス盤をひっくり返
Spin
す
the。chessboard around.
すると
What do you see?
話すと言っておきながら話せない矛盾。
Well, when he said he wanted to talk, but then couldn't, that's a contradiction.
なんすかね。
What can you see?
親父側から見ると何か見えてきますか
Can you see something by looking from Dad's perspective?
ええ、
Yes.
見えるわよ。
I can see something.
話したいことがある。
He wants to talk about something.
でも自分から言い
However,
出す
he
勇気
doesn't
がな
have
い。
the courage to bring it up.
だから追ってきて俺に話しかけて聞き出してくれが正解ね。
Chase after me, talk to me, and ask me about it yourself.
ついてくるなも
By
逆の意
saying,
味よ。
don't follow me, he actually means the opposite.
ついてきて俺を問い詰めてく
He
れ
actually means
が正解。
follow me and force me to answer.
まったく甘えん坊さんなんだから。
What a spoiler brat.
いや
What?
そう
Can
いう
you
推理でいい
really
んす
call that
か
reasoning?
そ
That's
そんなんめちゃくちゃ
ridiculous.
な。
名探偵や名刑事が男女の気持ちや心を推理できる？
Can great private and police detectives deduce the emotions and feelings between men and women?
できないでしょ？
They can't, right?
異性の気持ちを探る
Figuring
の
out
は
the feelings of the
何次
opposite
元の
sex
トリックを暴
isn't
くよ
even
り
more
はるかに
advanced
高度
art
な技術なのよ。
than exposing the tricks in difficult crime cases.
私に言わせれば
If you ask
名
me,
作推理小説よ
romance
り
novels such much
恋
more
愛小
deeper
説の方が
mysteries
よっぽど
than
難解なミス
masterpiece
テリーなん
mystery
だから。
novels.
は
I see.
はあそういうもんすか
Is
ね。
that how it is?
私はあの甘えん坊さんと
I'll
一緒
stand
にいるわ。
alongside that spoiler brat.
普段は虚勢を
He
張って
normally
るけど
loves to bluff.
今夜は
But
かなり
tonight,
の激
he's
論で疲
completely
れ切って
tired
る。
out from the heated discussion.
誰かに寄りかかりたい気持ちなんでしょう
He
ね。
probably wants someone to lean on in the moment.
それに応えるのがパート
And
ナーの
responding to
役
that
目よ。
need is the role of his partner.
はあそりゃお熱い
Sounds
ことで。
passionate.
じゃあ
Then
うちのクソ親父の世話
I'll leave that bastard in your
を
hands.
よろしく頼みますよ。
ええ、
Yes.
任せておい
Leave it to
て
me.。I called out to Kiri-san's departing back.
何？
What?
いや
Uh,
ありがとう
I
よ
want
っ
to
て。
say thanks.
おかげで
Thanks to
陰鬱
you,
な気分が
my
だいぶ
gloom
晴れたぜ。
mood has cleared up a lot.
ならよかった。
That's good.
コミュニケーションは大事ね。
Communication is important. After answering with a wink, Kiri-san followed after Dad. Alright, I think that's definitely, we're gonna leave it to that. Let's save. Okay, so Legend of Golden Witch. Like, wait, the screen didn't change. It is. October 20th. Okay. I love the glass breaking. Sounds so cool. Ah, there we go. Let me move chat a bit so we can go back to the chatting screen. Up. I forgot I had this here. And stupid. I don't keep this up anymore. Let me just delete. There we go. Remove. There we go. Now it's not poisoning our screen. Thank you everybody for popping up tonight for our little read along. I love it. I love you for coming for me. Nah, that sounds weird. That sounds egotistical. That's awful. Shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. I will remember myself later. But no, really did. Thank you for showing up, even for a little bit. You know I love you and appreciate you. Well, tomorrow we are starting the official answer arcs of Higurashi. I cannot wait. This, I think this is the atonement chapter. I could be wrong. I'm not exactly sure if this is atonement or not. I think it's the other one. If it is, it's still good, but atonement is really. I can't remember which one I like. It's been a while since I delved into these ones, but it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. And then on Tuesday, what's it, Monday? Yeah. Let me look at the calendar real quick. I get my days all mixed up. Okay, so today's the 28th. So, okay, yeah. So tomorrow is more Higurashi. Then on Monday we get more Umineko. Then on Halloween is gonna be our special day. I'm gonna try to make it like a big, so we're gonna be on both here on YouTube. And still not sure. Need to make plans. I say that there's only 2 days left for the thing. However, I do need to go. I might try to do a quick little test stream on YouTube. So if you are subscribers, please say hello. I would like it. All right, I need to go. Love you all. See you later. Bye bye.